This is not a clickbait video. It is possible to get into either Oxford University or Cambridge University for your undergraduate degree with A-level grades of BBB. I'm going to go over the step-by-step process of how to do this in this video to give you the best possible chances of getting into these universities. Welcome back to another video, and a big part of this channel is about widening participation into areas which lack diversity. So whether that's top universities or elite high-paying jobs, I try and give my inside knowledge and experiences of how to get there, and once you're there, what you can expect. So getting into Oxford or Cambridge University, the usual required grades will be AAA, or more realistically, 3A stars, and the pool of students that receive the majority of offers typically come from elite private schools. Now, this is a problem as the UK government has started to have an issue with this and has strongly advised them to increase its demographic pool of students that receive offers, and this is what this video is about. For private school students, getting into Oxford or Cambridge is usually something they've always seen as a real possibility. Their teachers are often previous Oxbridge students. They have smaller class sizes, meaning teachers spend more time with each student, meaning better grades, and they often get coaching on how to prepare for Oxford and Cambridge interviews. Now, all of that is the complete opposite for students who attend state schools like myself. Sure, regardless if you're a state school or private school educated student, you'll know about Oxford and Cambridge, two of the most elite universities in the world, and it would be nice to attend there. After all, so many famous people have gone on to study there, which adds to the appeal and also makes for a great network of friends, which could help you out in your future life. However, you'll often find students from state schools face a range of different obstacles in trying to achieve the top grades, which puts you at a distinct disadvantage. But now, there is a way for everyone to have a realistic chance to attend these universities, regardless of your background and circumstances, with the Oxford and Cambridge foundation years. And in this video, I'm going to go over the eligibility of the program, key application points, course overview, and the cost. For the past few years, Oxford and Cambridge have created a foundation year for their undergraduate degrees where people from disadvantaged backgrounds can apply. Foundation years are in essence a bridging year between A-levels and an undergraduate degree where some of your knowledge and skills, which the university might think you're lacking in, gets taught in that year. Foundation years aren't unique to these two universities. Plenty of other universities offer them as well, and when you successfully complete that foundation year, you get to move on and begin the actual undergraduate degree course just like a normal student at that university. So once you complete the foundation year at either Oxford or Cambridge, you'll then be considered an Oxford or Cambridge undergrad student. Now, Oxford has a specific name for this program, which is Astrophoria. Cambridge just call it the Cambridge Foundation Year, and the entry requirements for the foundation year are BBB. Currently, this is only open for UK home students. It is important to note that foundation years are for people who the university sees potential in. There's no point of offering places for people who eventually will go on to the full undergrad course but end up struggling with their degree. So the university does want to see potential in you, even though you might be getting a BBB, which is obviously below the normal entry requirements for both universities. And there's several factors that the universities will look at when deciding if you had something outside of your control which led to 3Bs at A-levels, with those grades not really symbolic of your true potential. A few of those points that Oxford and Cambridge will consider are where you live, specifically your postcode. Is it an area where people normally attend university? Do people in that area end up in high-paying jobs? Your school, what was the demographic like of the school? Was it attended by students whose parents were predominantly in low-income bands? Have you had responsibilities that you've had to take up which impacted your studies, such as taking care of family members? Or have you had long-term medical issues which impacted your ability to study? There are a lot more considerations than just those four that they'll start to look at when reviewing applications. And from what I've seen, the list is quite comprehensive. If you want to ask further questions about your specific personal circumstances, and if you fit in on their list of considerations, then I suggest emailing the program administrator staff, who'll be happy to discuss your situations. And I'll make sure to leave both universities' email addresses in the description box below. The expected annual intake for each university is around 50 students every year, and just like the normal university application process, you can't apply to both Oxford and Cambridge foundation years, and so you'll have to select one and you can't apply for a foundation year and the first year of an Oxbridge undergrad degree in the same year. But an important difference from the normal process is that there is a different application deadline for this course. Normally, Oxford and Cambridge deadlines are around mid-October, but this program has a UCAS deadline for the end of January. You do have to write a personal statement like normal, and you might be applying to other foundation years or perhaps full undergraduate degrees at other universities. And as a result, be thinking, how will I talk about the foundation year in my personal statement, especially when the course is not like other degrees I'm applying for? The official guidance is that you don't have to specify anything to do with the foundation year or the university in your personal statement. If the university likes your application, then they'll reply by providing you with a questionnaire to fill in, which you can then use to explain further your motivation to applying on the foundation year at these universities. The questionnaire also might have some comprehension and academic writing questions for you to answer. There are some official Cambridge University practice questions that have been issued. If you want me to send them over to you, then drop an email to the channel address in the description box below, and I'll forward them on to you so that you can practice them beforehand. And the last step of the application process will be having interviews, which are normally scheduled between February and March. Now, you might already be in the first year of university and thinking, I wish I knew all of this before I applied. I achieved 3 Bs and I also had some extenuating circumstances. It is possible to apply for the foundation year if you're in your first year of a university degree, but the chances of receiving an offer will be less than those who are still in college. The reason for this is that, remember, the foundation year is supposed to be a bridge in filling the gap in knowledge and skills between A-levels and an undergrad degree. If the university feels you already know the foundation from the first year of university, then they might not necessarily see you as a suitable candidate for the course. But if you want to apply for it, go for it. Now, I don't want anyone to think attending Oxford or Cambridge on this program, because it is a non-standard start to your university life, that you'll be kept separated from everyone else there. You'll still be able to take part in all social activities and use all the same facilities, just like every other student. You also get to choose which college you want to apply for, with around 10 Oxford colleges to choose from and around 15 at Cambridge. However, the course at both universities is slightly different in style, so do think about this when selecting which foundation year you want to apply for. At Oxford, you'll select to study one of 4 streams depending on your future interests of pursuing an undergraduate degree: chemistry, engineering and materials, humanities, law, and philosophy, politics and economics. Whilst at Cambridge, you'll study a specially designed multidisciplinary course, meaning the course covers a variety of subject areas in the arts, humanities, and social sciences rather than one specific subject. One other difference between Oxford's foundation year is that Cambridge does not cover any STEM subjects on its foundation year. Now, as part of bringing your knowledge and skills up to date that is expected from Oxbridge undergrads, you'll attend several hours of classes every week, have regular tutor drop-in sessions, and be given work to complete that will develop your skills such as essay writing, working with data, and developing critical approach to different types of sources of information. You'll be doing both coursework and exams to assess your progress throughout the year, and these will be used to grade you on if you pass the foundation year. Once you pass that year, you'll then progress to a full undergrad degree at the university. One factor which you might be thinking of is the costs involved with this foundation year. Instead of having tuition fee loans for 3 years, as well as maintenance loans for accommodation and travel, you'll now have an additional year of loans, meaning you'll be leaving university with even more debt. But you don't need to worry about this. Both universities will cover the full tuition fees for the foundation year, cover the living costs for that year, as well as provide travel costs to university and home at the start and end of every year. So I'm sure that's a big relief for everyone. Both universities also offer generous scholarship programs based on your household income, which you'll receive once you're on the full-time undergrad degree. Since one of the eligibility requirements for the foundation year is based on household income, the majority of people on the foundation year will be eligible for these scholarships once they start their undergrad course, and it can be worth over £6,000 per year, which none of it needs to be paid back. If you feel you're suitable for these foundation degrees, then make sure you start preparing early and talk to your teachers as much as possible for their advice on applying. Oxford and Cambridge will always be top of the rankings when it comes to UK universities. But if you want to see my views on other UK universities, then I'm going to leave a video I've already made next to me. So go check that out, and I'll see you all in the next video.